What's up, everybody? Gold Pan Dan here today, and we are going to be talking about Osceola, Nevada. A little back history here. Out of all of the gold-bearing areas in White Pine County, Osceola is number one. Now, I'm going to tell you, the original vein that they were mining up here was roughly 12 miles long and 7 miles wide. Now, that was when they were doing lode mining. They later decided that in like 1877 that there was placer gold out here as well. So you know what they did? They got out their rocker boxes and they started mining in the gravels. The gravels out here can be anywhere from 10 feet to 200 feet deep before they hit bedrock and all that. So you know what? The standard rocker box just wasn't doing it for them. So you know what they did? They went ahead and started hydraulicking. Now, we're out here in the desert, okay? So there's practically no water out here. So what they did is they drenched water from a couple different places out here. They dug ditches, they made waterways to bring that water down, which they then hydraulicked back up to spray all of the gravels down through their oversized sluice boxes. Now, they say, now this is hearsay, that there was a nugget. I've seen a few different sources. Some say it was 23 pounds, some say it was 24, 25, even up to 26 pounds. No matter how you look at it, that is $1 million nugget right there in just raw value. So the thing about the Osceola district is they didn't only get gold out of here. There was silver, there was lead, there was tungsten. They estimate about $5 million of their value, not current value, of past value that they pulled out. Now there are some active claims still out here. As you can see behind me, there's some placer mining, probably some lode mining as well, all through the area here. And while we can't go onto that ground because they are active claims, all that, I am going to go up to the old town site. I'm going to go up to the old cemetery, and we're just going to take a look around. Trekking down the cemetery, I happened to see something right here behind me. This is a mine. Now, the thing about the mine here is that this is a placer mine. It's not a hard rock mine. So what they did is they just dug down as deep as they could go to find the gold in the gravels. Now, guys, I do want to mention that just about every square inch of this area is under active claim. So don't come out collecting without permission from the claim owners. I personally did not get any, so I'm not collecting anything. I'm just out here to show you guys kind of what's out here, the history of the area and all that. Now, I was driving up one of these random roads and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pull off right here. I'm going to take a look. Right over here, we've got a little opening. Now, as I say in all my videos, don't go in mines. They're not safe, da 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 da. Be safe, okay? There's a lot of things in there that can either hurt you or kill you. Gases, animals, snakes, cave-ins, ghosts, whatever, you know, lots of different. So this right here is a ventilation shaft that goes into a mine. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up over the little ledge here, see if we can find the main entrance to the mine. Hiking up here, nice good walk. We're gonna go up the hill a little bit to the side. And I think I see some tailings up on the other side of those trees. And because I'm a retard, once again, I didn't change to my boots. They're in my car, but why do that? What's the fun in doing that? So these are the tailings. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Some good sparkle to that. And remember, I'm not here to collect, I'm here to look. Looks like somebody was out here with a dry washer, because this is what came off the bottom of a dry washer, and that's what didn't go through the dry washer. They were just doing a couple shovels of the tailings pile here. It is a collapsed mine, and because it is collapsed, I do not want to get too close because I don't know if it goes straight down or what. But zoom in here for you. There you go. So as I was hiking along the ridge line right here, I peered down and I saw something. What did I see? Saw this right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hike on down to that, and we're going to take a look. One of the biggest problems that you're going to have with these old mines is that they have a tendency to cave in, usually because when they first start digging, it's not that deep, and so it creates these cave-ins. So this one right here, you can see, is a pretty crazy cave-in, and it goes down here to where they started mining. And yeah, so you got to be careful, not only underground, but above ground as well. I don't want to get too much closer to this because I don't know if it turns off, goes a different direction, or anything like that. But let's go ahead and come on down and take a look. So what we've got here is we've got their A-frame, their head frame, that they would pull their carts up and out, dump it into the chute. The chute would go down into whatever they have here to haul it off. The original entry point. We're going to be careful, but we're going to come down here to where we can see in. And with every mine, be very careful. So you can see there how you've got your tracks that stope down in, and it just goes. All right, so we've gotten here to this little draw, and I'm going to show you kind of what they were digging through when they were doing their placer mining. If you look up here closely, you will see there's gravel layers. You got the small gravels and the large gravels. The large gravels are where you're going to want to dig to find the gold, because the larger gravels means that heavier stuff is settling down. The smaller gravels in between means smaller stuff is settling down. So those larger gravels are the layer that are going to be most likely to have the gold, or right at the bottom of that layer where it starts getting to the small layer again. Looks like somebody has been doing some dry washing. You've got the big pile of smalls, and then your pile of larger rocks. So now remember, guys, these are active claims. Do not come out, start digging. Now this is what we call a coyote hole. Holy crap, are they dangerous. Because you're not digging into hard rock. You're digging into gravels. Gravels have a tendency to just fall. You can see where the coyote hole is, but you see right there at the bottom, that's bedrock. That is why they dug this coyote hole right here. They followed that bedrock. Now we're not going to go in because, like I said, it's unsafe, but you can see where they've gone in and started just cleaning off that bedrock. And here's one entrance that has already collapsed. You got to be careful with these coyote holes, because you could be digging in there and then this whole thing just collapses. Because I noticed something when I was looking into this coyote hole. So if you look in there, right on that back wall, you'll see those darker layers, those stripes. So that's where some iron has settled and oxidized. That is a good place to dig, is in those iron oxidized layers. And if you notice right along that bedrock, there's a lot more of that iron oxidation. So whoever's digging this hole is digging a great spot. Looks like they're just dry washing it, because that's a pretty easy method to do out here in the desert. But whoever has this claim has a good claim. And if you by chance watch this video and you want to reach out to me, I would love to come and do a little bit of digging here. But, well, guys, we are now getting into the town site of Osceola. Now, most of this is private property, so I do not want to leave the road. But most of the town also burnt down in the 1940s. And they just never rebuilt after that, really. What you've got behind me is what's pretty much remnants of the town. And then over here on the other side of the road, we're going to come back, and you've got this old building here. Yeah, cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was a great experience. I've never actually been out in this area before. I've heard a lot about it, but I've never actually been here. So this is a cool experience for me and I hope it's a cool experience for you. So if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next.